name is Carlos Hess. I'm here hosting the Thundercats Go podcast. We'll be talking about the legal, social, nonverbal, age, gender, and religious differences between the United States of America and England. And to start off, here is Chris with legal and ethical differences.
Thank you, Carlos. Sorry, I'm going to talk a little bit about the legal differences that I noticed while visiting over to the UK to get the business set up. They do have a couple of things that we would love to have over here in the States. One of them is unlimited sick pay. A lot of the employers know the employees take advantage of this, and there's really nothing they can do about it. It's government mandated, so it's something that the employers are stuck with. They also have a multi-tier system pay structure, and it basically goes depending on your age. They do an apprentice under 18 and 18 to 20 and over 21. Their minimum wage for over 21 is $8.85 converted to U.S. dollars compared to the $8.50 here in the U.S. Another thing is we are an at-will state here in Michigan, to where if we were to go over to the U.K., it is mandatory that you have a reason why you terminate somebody. And those are basically the legal and ethical differences that I found while visiting back.
All right, thank you for that. And now it's off to Lawrence for religious differences.
Thanks, Carlos. There aren't many religious differences between the UK and the US. Like the US and the UK's main religion is Christianity. More precisely, the UK's religion is Anglican, ever since the 200 CE. Following Christianity is Islam, Judaism, Hinduism, Buddhism, and it trickles down from there.
All right, thank you for that. Now I'm going to be taking over for the social differences between USA and England. Now, as I said, I'm going to be talking about the social differences between the US and England, such as having a drink during lunch or wine at lunch, or wine at a lunch meeting, is not uncommon in England, where it'd be very uncommon here in the US. Another thing to take into consideration is the holiday differences between UK and US, such as in the US, we have certain holidays they don't have, to be precise. We have Labor Day, Columbus Day, because they're not going to celebrate Columbus Day, Veterans Day, Thanksgiving, MLK Jr. Day, they do not celebrate over there, President's Day, they don't even have a spring break over there. It's kind of sad. Memorial Day and 4th of July, obviously, being the Independence Day of the United States of America. They have their own holidays, such as Boxing Day and etc. And now to Austin with the nonverbal differences.
Thanks, Carlos. As you heard, my name is Austin. The English actually send a lot of nonverbal messages and have a lot of nonverbal cues. Most of them are very similar to the same nonverbals used here in America. A good example would be the hand gestures. The English use the thumbs up and thumbs down to signify the good and the bad. They also use the V sign, which to us is the peace sign. To them it means victory or triumph. Another thing that is similar is the way we introduce each other. We use handshakes like they do. We try to avoid lengthy eye contact to avoid awkward feelings or uncomfortable situations. They also introduce the younger person to the older person or the person of higher status. The English also give gifts on certain occasions, including Christmas and birthdays. They also take a small gift to a person's house when they're invited over as a sign of being polite. Lastly, the English send a lot of nonverbal messages while eating. For example, it is rude to put your elbows on the table while you eat. The English hold the forks in the left hand and the knife in the right hand, and you are expected to stay standing until you are invited to be seated. These are just a few of the things that are the same and a little bit different between America and England in their nonverbal messages.
All right, thank you. And now I'm going to hand it off to Melanie for the age differences.
Thanks, Carlos. I'm going to be speaking about age in regards to retirement. Americans in England both tend to work to the age of 65. I found that Americans tend to work a little bit longer, typically to the age of 75, not just because they need the money, but we are living longer and healthier lives. In England, I found people in the past worked until the age of 65, but now they can work for as long as they choose to. However, some employees can set time frames for their retirement if they can clearly justify it. And then another thing I found that in the UK and America, people can both start work at the age of 16.
And now to Omari for gender differences.
Thanks, Carlos. Hey, my name is Omari Castleberry. I'm here doing the gender differences that I've noticed when I was in the UK. In all actuality, the differences isn't really that much, but there are some small key points, like the amount of women in the UK workforce is about like 42%, while in America it's like 46. Also, in the U.S., the amount of males that hold the CEO position is about like 10% difference, 10% higher difference than that in the UK. Also, it's not really like a difference, it's more like a similarity. Is that in the UK and the U.S., women take up about like 57 to 55% of university graduates. Another similarity that we have is that the social stereotypes and also gender hierarchies are quite similar because we're derived from the same base, as well as women in the U.S. they also actually make more than women in the UK.
All right, that was all we had for today, and that about wraps up the differences between the UK and US. And thank you for listening. Goodbye.